It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Tonight, let us make them remember we are not afraid!
Welcome to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, each and every day here on the LRN.FM network in Phoenix, Arizona, from the studios of freedomsphoenix.com. Freedoms with an S, phoenix.com here at the farm. There's a lot going on over the weekend. We've been busy doing, getting ready for a lot of stuff and just, magazine. And we'll let you know. I got, I'm building up on my Adobe rant. Anyone that's ever downloaded Adobe, certainly, you go through the process, you pay it, you want to download it, you get the thing, you want service support, and you go and just, oh, man, it's getting ugly. And a chat, I've been saving the chats back and forth with them, and we write a story. It's going to be, of all the years of frustration dealing with Adobe, it will all come to bear, because I'm like, dang, man, these guys they're killing me. So they're having a lot of problems, and we'll see. But we fortunately we have the trial versions of the master suites and different things in design and so on that we were doing to do the magazine. But we need to have the final. It was released last Tuesday, and we need to get the final software so that we can, legally, have our magazine thing done. So I can, go to the authors and say, okay, now here's the hard deadline, go, we're ready to put together, because we're ready. It's been almost a week, and we're like, look, man, you guys are killing me. You sent me my disc, right? And we're supposed to be able to download it off the net too. So we're working on it. I wanted to go ahead and we'll start off the way. I don't want to dwell on, we're not going to get away from the 2012 campaign because it's so representative of so many things, and we'll use it to, I don't want to dwell on the inside baseball and stuff and ouch quit it and back and forth and putting the band back together and all that kind of stuff. But I tell you, you cannot escape the concept of having someone out there like Dr. Paul predicting what's going to happen. And it happened. And all the people that supported him. And the reasons why they supported him. And what they're doing to support him. And, I don't really feel that the Republican Party is going to benefit as much as they think from the activism of individuals that know what's going on. It is the individual effort that's accumulative. That they, all right, I'm not paying taxes anymore. What did I see this weekend? Saturday, we went out with my daughter and son-in-law. Don and I went out and had some fun that evening. We stopped by at Denny's. Okay, we're going to go ahead and just chill out here later in the evening. It's what's open. And what do they have at the newspaper rack? They have the local Arizona Republic and a USA Today. Both headlines are, we're at the bottom. It's all the way up from here. I mean, how many times have I seen that? And they're going, housing prices. Yeah, now's the time to get in again. It's a new bottom. No, this is the really, really, really pinky swear bottom. All right. Then they said, the job figures are going up. Pricing, is going down and USA Today cover what they say. Americans are paying the least amount they've ever had in taxes. Taxes, income taxes people owe that, it's down. Taxes are down. No, tax revenue is down to the government. Guess why? Nobody's making any money. It's headlines. It's just, immediately I understood why they wanted to sell Newsweek for $1 so that they could maintain the space on the newsstand. you're going through the airport and so on, man, you see Newsweek right there, all right? And whatever's on the cover, it's just more psyoping. Well, who bought it? Some gazillionaire whose wife happens to be a congressman in Southern California. And who it is, do you really want to know the name? Were you going to remember it? Is there a test later? You just get it, right? I'm not going to waste the brain cells to remember this. Now, Juan Williams writes for The Hill, which is a, inside baseball news site, and talks about, political stuff in Washington, if anybody cares. And he's also employed by Fox News. Well, he was one of the guys at the GOP Republican debate this last Thursday. He wrote an op-ed that appeared in The Hill that I wanted to read to you because it's just, it makes me wonder, because I know what they tried to do. They wanted to push this Herman Cain guy. And I talked last night to a good friend named Ryan Mott. Ryan, you may remember him from the movie For Liberty, how the Ron Paul revolution watered the withered tree of liberty. Now, Ryan is he's an activist. He was putting up a bunch of signs and stickers and everything in Des Moines, Iowa. So you wanted to, the impact of whatever Dr. Paul's campaign had in Iowa, a whole bunch of it is due to a few people, one of the major guys of which is Ryan Mott. Now, Ryan, I talked to him last night, just catching up, word up, how's it going, and so on. He called, left the message that, we're just thinking of each other, because I told him, I said, I was thinking of you, man, after the debate, this Iowa thing coming in, I'm wondering, what you're going to be doing. And, of course, they want to know what I'm doing. So what happened was we had probably an hour and a half conversation. I mean, we're just getting all caught up. He was the young man that was soliciting for Dr. Paul on the freeway during a snowstorm where there was an accident. If you're watching the movie, you'll see that it's a winter wonderland in New Hampshire, and the freeway is just blocked off. Everybody just stopped. And he and Travis Sarver, one of the activists here from Arizona State University, they were out going up, we were part, it was Brock Lorber and I from Las Vegas, and Travis and Ryan. And we had just met with Dr. Paul at a radio station in Manchester. And he had, done his thing, and we got, shirts signed and pictures taken and all that kind of stuff. And then we're heading up to northern New Hampshire to do some more campaign and project we have to do all the main streets of any town that have more than 5,000 people. We go to the Main Street little downtown business area, and we passed out these Ron Paul, you need to support business packet because of stuff. And that was our first week and a half project that we did before Christmas. Then there was another week and a half we did after New Year's before the primary, and we were there then when they're throwing snowballs at Sean Hannity. So while we were up there then, Ryan came to New Hampshire from Iowa because they were on his case, did not want him putting up signs anymore. The Republican Party there in Des Moines and in Iowa, we don't want you, you're not playing ball the right way, and we control and rule, and your people are, and we got to make you stop. And I'm like, really? Well, you know what? I got a job for you in New Hampshire, man. Let's go. So we paid for him to fly out there and do it. And then while we were there, the Iowa people are calling him, wanting him to come back because none of the activists would do anything because he wasn't there leading the way. So I'm going, this is typical of how you get into this controlled crap. So, no central plan for freedom. So he's just having fun, and you see him in the movie. He's great on the phone. He even went to the phone bank in New Hampshire up there, and he's like talking to people, and they go, no. No. We don't want you, ad-libbing here. We don't want you talking to people. We don't want you personal. No, you read this script. And it was all about immigration. And he's like, I'm good. We'll go out with Ernie and guy. We're done. I tried to help y'all. We're done. I am afraid that they're going to try and control the activists again, even more so now that they have the structure from the beginning. But he and I had a long talk last night, and I want to share that with you. And I'm going to read what Juan Williams had to say in The Hill, one of the Fox commentators. And now bring them together, and you'll understand how I think they're going to try and control this campaign cycle and what's really going to happen. We'll talk about it when we come back.